What's up, familia? Welcome inside the big week. Hope you guys are doing good. Keeping it between the lines. Got your load secure. Okay, so I want to go ahead and give my experience being at Yankee Stadium. You guys have been watching my videos the last few days, man. I recorded a lot of me being out in New York in the city, checking things out and all that good stuff, man. Shouts to New York. I had a blast out there. I had a blast and a half, homes. I took very little footage there because I was kind of in the moment in the game, right? I was there for Dodgers, Yankees, and the Dodgers play the Mets. But if I was gonna go to New York, no disrespect to the Mets, but if I was gonna go to New York, man, it had to be for the Yankees, homes. But anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll give my experience with it, and it's gonna come off a little bit wrong, like if I'm being disrespectful to the Yankees or Yankee fans or anything of that sort, man. I'm not, okay? I'm only gonna be speaking what I witnessed. All right. For one, the stadium itself, okay, Yankee Stadium itself. Um, it wasn't the best stadium, dog. It's a nice stadium. Don't get me wrong. Nice stadium. I like the fact that when you go outside, there's spots right there. What was it? Billy's, I think, and a couple of other spots right there, right on that street, Holmes, where you could go and hang out afterward. Before the game, after the game, you could go hang out there, dog. And that spot is badass, man. That spot is big. You go inside, it's wide open. You could go upstairs, but that's not the stadium, though. The stadium itself, man, and this is new Yankee Stadium. It's not old Yankee Stadium, which again was that field next to it across the street, to the best of my knowledge. It was cool, dog. Not a lot of stairs, but a lot of ramps, and I kind of like that. That I do like. Dodger Stadium, it's a lot of stairs. It's a lot of stairs, man. But there was nothing really there for me to say like, wow, like this stadium's got it going on, Holmes. Not only that, but we sat in different sections. We went to all three games for the series, man. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. Saturday, I believe it was the second game, we sat in the 400s towards right field. All right. And from there, you were not able to see the entire field. You're not. You're not able to see, the end of right field going into center field, pretty much, man. That whole section right there, you weren't able to see it. And I thought it was crazy, especially sitting from a spot high up where you should be able to see the entire field clearly. You weren't, man. From like the center field cutting into right field, you weren't able to see. As a matter of fact, there was a home run that was hit where we stood up. We're like, man, we can't see. We just waited for the reaction of the crowd to see if it was a home run or whether it was caught, because you weren't able to see it. If the center fielder or if the right fielder caught it right at the wall, you weren't able to see that. So, that's kind of a downfall right there for me, homie, because it's like, all right, it's a newer ballpark. How do you set it up like that? How do you set it up in the sense where it's like, yeah, we're setting up seats and we're setting up this ballpark. Oh, but you know what? If you sit right there, you're not going to be able to see everything. And that, to me, that's a little bit of a downfall. Now, if you want to stand in certain special sections, I could definitely understand that. Like going to Dodger Stadium, there's a spot where you could stand behind the bullpen. And yeah, you're not going to see the whole field. Okay, but those are not seats where you're out, in the grandstands, dog. You're not out, at top deck or reserves or loads or, the right or left field pavilions. You're not in those seats. These are other spots where you can go, in front of the bar, out in the, left field or right field, and stand behind the bullpen. And yeah, you're not going to be able to see the entire field, but that is not your paid seat, though. That's why I found it a little odd, and I was like, man, how could they set up this ballpark like this? Because it's a nice, good piece of section where you're not able to see that part of the field. So if there's any action going on that part of the field, man, you're not going to be able to see it. So that was a little bit of a bummer. Sitting in the outfield, in the bleachers. Well, Friday we sat on the other side towards the left field in the 400s. And that right there, you can't see everything because the lower section comes out into the field a little bit more, whereas on the other side of the field, it's actually cut off, man. So now sitting in the outfield, we sat there on Sunday. They're the bleachers. Now, there's no backrest. Okay, it's the benches, not the bleachers. It's the benches. And yeah, it's just a bench. There is nothing to lean your back on. All right. Whereas like in Dodger Stadium, you sit in the outfield. Yeah, man, it's a bench, but you got a backrest. You could, lean your back on there. Not there at Yankee Stadium, Holmes. It's just a bench, man. There's nothing on your back right there. And it's very, very close to one another. The bench in front of you and the bench behind you, there's not a lot of room. Not a lot of room, Holmes. So when it's time to get up and go use the restroom or go get yourself something to eat, whatever it may be, it's a little difficult to get up and squeeze in between people. There's not a lot of room in the bench area. I found more room up in the 400s where I was sitting on Friday and Saturday. I found more room in between you and the person in front of you than I did at the benches in the outfield. Outside of that, I mean, it was, again, I'm not hating, homie. I'm not hating, okay? It was just kind of an average ballpark. Let me put the window up. The wind's kicking in. But it was pretty average. Not a lot of, now maybe if you're a Yankee fan, it's very special to you. I can understand that. Okay, I believe me, I can understand that. Being a Dodger fan, Dodger Stadium, it's special to me, right? As a Dodger fan, our main rival is the San Francisco Giants. Okay, that's our main rival. I'll go ahead and I'll tell you guys, and yeah, man, I hate the Giants. Shout outs to all the Giant fans, man, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But I'll go ahead and tell you guys this, man. Their ballpark is very nice. That's a very nice ballpark. Arizona Diamondbacks. That's a Dodgers divisional rival right there. Damn, dog, that's a very nice ballpark there too. I will give props where props is due. Doesn't mean I gotta like your team. Nah, chale, homie. The heck with the Giants and the D-backs. Shout outs to all the D-back and Giant fans, man. But, they got some very nice ballparks. Yankee Stadium, I'll be real with you guys, man. I will say this. The line outside moved quick. The setup was a little bit weird. It's like you cross the metal detectors, and then you're like up against the wall. And the doors open right there. The doors are open right there where you got to scan your ticket. The setup was a little bit weird, but I will say the line moved pretty fast. Okay, I will say that the line moved pretty fast. So, kudos to them, man, for getting the line going. I didn't really like the setup, man, because if somebody got delayed for one reason or another, it's like you walk right through the metal detector and then you're like against the wall. So, but the line moved pretty fast. It's ramps instead of stairs to get up to where you need to get up to. This is all my experience. I can't tell you guys everything about Yankee Stadium. Okay, I was there for 3 games. I know little to nothing. I'm just telling you guys of what I seen. Um, the train drops you off just pretty much right there, man. You just get down and you walk. Friday, it was a good Dodgers fan base turnout. I would say maybe it was about 35, maybe 40% Dodgers on Friday. I'd kind of lean more towards like 35%. Saturday, look, man, people are gonna disagree. That's cool, dog. I don't. That's fine. That's fine. I'm telling you guys what I saw, and if you guys want to say I'm biased, that's fine, dog. Then say I'm biased. But I thought there was more Dodger fans than Yankee fans on Saturday. Yes, I was part of the march. I was part of the march where we walked around the block, and I thought it was probably like 60-40 for Dodgers. Maybe even 65. That might be exaggerating a little bit too much. But I would say it was like 60-40, man, for Dodger fans. I looked around. I was like, there's more Dodger fans here. Sunday was kind of back to somewhere around the 40% for Dodger fans, 35-40% for Dodger fans. Yeah, it was a good turnout, man, for Dodger fans. It really was. I was thinking about that because look, when the Yankees come to town, when the Yankees come to LA, there's a good turnout of Yankee fans at Dodger Stadium. There is. And I'm not gonna lie, homie, it bothers me. Okay, as a true fan, it bothers me. I'm like, damn, man, look at these fools, dog. Over here, they're rolling deep. It's a good 35-40%. Maybe even at times it could even be 50%, right? Yankee fans. They're the ones that show up at Dodger Stadium the deepest. Now, there's a good fan base of certain teams that do show up at Dodger Stadium. St. Louis, the Cardinals, the Cubs have a pretty decent fan base that show up at Dodger Stadium. I mean, the Giants, yeah, they show up okay, man, but they don't show up deep like some of these other teams do. But they do show up with a certain presence. Yes, okay. But I wouldn't say they show up as deep as, say, like St. Louis Cardinals or the Chicago Cubs. But the number one team that does show up at Dodger Stadium deep is the Yankees. And they do show up. Like I said, man, a good 40% of Dodger Stadium deep, man. And maybe I've even seen it 50%. Right? But it's rare when the Dodgers and Yankees play each other. It's rare, it happens every so many years. But that was my experience. As far as the Yankee fans go, I never really had a problem except for game 1. There was 3 young white dudes that were sitting, I don't know, maybe like 5 rows ahead of us. And they were talking all kinds of masa, dog, like all kinds of smack, trying to start fights. They didn't talk masa to us. But every time Dodgers would cheer or whatever, they would just be yelling like, shut up. They're really getting into it because they were right at the end in the front of the 400s. So then you had the lower level, the 300s right below them. They were really getting into it with Dodger fans in front of them down there, So they were going over the railing, talking all kinds of smack to the point where security had to come and tell both of them to settle down, to knock it off, But outside of that, I didn't really have any problems. It was kind of a good time. You do get the whole Dodgers suck here and there. At Dodger Stadium, nobody really chants too much that the other team sucks. It's mainly just, let's go Dodgers. I have seen, people say, hey, the other team sucks, whatever the other team is. But for the most part, it's kind of just, let's go Dodgers, whatever it may be. But Yeah, man. And then after the game, it just gets jam packed out there on the street. Just jam packed, man. I didn't really see a problem. I didn't really see any issues. But again, I wasn't everywhere. To maybe some things did happen, and I just didn't happen to be there. But anyway, that's kind of my experience at Yankee Stadium. Um, Yeah, it was cool. Look, I had a blast. I had a blast, man. The stadium was it's a stadium again, unless you're a Yankee fan, where you see a lot of like the old memorabilia and stuff like that. The stadium itself is not really gonna blow your socks off. There's other ballparks that I've been to where I'm like, damn, this is a really, really nice, badass ballpark. Like I would say, San Francisco Giants. I hate the Giants, but I got to give it up to them. Their ballpark is it's badass, dog. Um, but yeah, homie, that's my experience. So that's where I'll leave it, man. Look, shout outs to New York, shout outs to all the Yankee fans. It's all love and respect on my end, even though there was a lot of you know what. I'll just leave it there, Holmes. I'll just leave it there, man. But yeah, you know what, man? To me, homie, I don't take, I love sports. Not all sports, but I love sports. But it's all left there on the field. It's all left there on the field, right? I mean, those dudes are the ones getting paid millions of dollars. You and I are the consumers. And it's all left there on the field, man. So, shout outs to all the Yankee fans. And hope to do it again one day, man. Hope to do it again one day from one coast to the other. And there was somebody that was asking me, before I wrap it up, there was somebody that was asking me, hey, I want to travel to the West Coast, a Yankee fan, to go see the Yankees play out there. Should I just wait till they play the Dodgers, or would it be the same if they go play the Angels? Man, Holmes, let me tell you this. Let me tell all Yankee fans this, Holmes. All right. If you're gonna travel to the West Coast, to the Wild Wild West Coast, Holmes, make sure it's to see the Dodgers. All right. The Angels have a nice ballpark, but it's basically like me traveling to New York to go see the Mets. No disrespect to the Mets. I asked as many New Yorkers as I possibly could, who's the bigger team? What's a bigger deal in New York, the Mets or the Yankees? I got the same response every single time. Hands down, Yankees. The Mets were basically just queens. But there's no doubt about it, and I'm not disrespecting the Angel fans, all right? But the number one team in Los Angeles is Dodgers. Hands down, it does not even come close when you're talking about baseball, whether it's Dodgers or Angels. Shout outs to the Angels. They're not in Los Angeles. They are in Orange County. And if you want the experience, you go to Dodger Stadium. All right. But look, I'll be real with you guys. I do plan one day to go check out the Mets. I do. All right. So, I mean, heck, if you got it on your bucket list, go check out the Angels as well, man. So, and by the way, if you're a Yankee fan, Angels and Yankees play each other a heck of a lot more than Dodgers Yankees. Anyway, I'll leave you guys right there, man. It was a great experience. Loved it. The ballpark was a little bit, the way that it was constructed and everything was a little bit of letdown to me, man. But all in all, great experience. Loved it, man. Loved it. From sea to shining sea, baby. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you live. But loyalty makes you family. Until next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker. Over and out.